In front of me today, I've got EGO's 56 volt battery powered blower. We're going to take a look at what comes in the box, have a look at the blower itself, and then put it to the test, and I'll let you know my thoughts. Now, EGO have a range of blowers, and for the most part, they're similar to this, but the volume of air that they can push out changes unless you're getting the backpack blower or the blower vac combo. Now, this version does 1,045 meters cubed of air per hour, and it has an 18.5 Newton meter blowing force. It's probably worth mentioning, I actually got this for free via one of the redemption schemes that EGO runs when I bought my mower. And in addition to this, I also got a 2.5 amp hour battery via a redemption as well. So let's crack open the box and see what's included. So we've got the instruction booklet, blower tube, the blower itself, and a flat nozzle for the end of the blower tube. All right, with everything out of the box, let's put it together. It should be pretty simple. The main tube just clicks into place there, and then depending whether or not you want to use the flat tube, that clicks into place there. Then to remove this, just click it and pop it off. It's got the clip here, a little bit annoying. It would be nice to have the option to have that clip in this way if you want to get into some gutters or something like that. Kind of feels like it'll stay there, but it's obviously not been designed to go that way. It's meant to just go that one way. It's a little bit harder to get off, but that's all right. Not the end of the world. So taking a look at the blower, as I mentioned, it's 1,045 cubic meters per hour max airflow. Now that is on the boost setting. The normal high flow rate is 815 cubic meters per hour. Up the top end here, we've got quite a large handle that's quite comfortable to hold. It's got firm rubber. You've got your main trigger, and there's also like a cruise control sort of dial where you can let the blower stay on. It rotates from off all the way through from 340 cubic meters at the low setting to 815 at the high. And you've got the boost button at the top, which is quite easy to push. One of the gripes I have on my old Ryobi blower is the function of the turbo button. It's sort of not very ergonomic or nice to use. So it's nice to see that there's a big, easy to push button there. A couple of other things on here. You've got a little bracket here if you're going to put a harness on. I can't see myself ever doing that. At the back, there is the slot for the battery to go on. And then on the bottom, you've sort of got a little bit of a foot stand there. And there is a little slot if you've got a screw on the wall and you want to hang it up, you can do that. Now I mentioned my old Ryobi blower, which is the 18 volt brushless blower. And I was actually still really happy with that many years later. And the only reason I've gotten this is basically because it was free. So sorry, old blower. But I'm keen to see how this goes and how I rate it against the 18 volt blower. So it's time to go and test it out. So I've had a couple of months now to test out the blower, and I have to say this thing is unreal. It packs so much power, it's unbelievable. It blows the old Ryobi I had out of the water. Pun definitely intended. And I actually still think the Ryobi blower is a good blower, but I'm just so impressed with this one. This thing actually has more power than most of the Petrol handheld blowers that I've used, which really blew me away. I'm really packing the puns in here today. So much so though that I jumped on Still's website to have a look at the output from one of their regular blowers, and I was astounded to see that this thing puts out 50% more air volume per hour than the Petrol blower. I was able to really blow the gutters out on the shed, which isn't something I've been able to do with the blower before. And I mean like really get down deep in the gutters and clear them out. Battery wise, I found it to be more than sufficient for my needs. Now it's hard to give like an exact full-time continuous run time because that's not how I've been using it. I've just been using it like I normally would, but I never found myself reaching for a battery or going, oh, I wish I had more battery life. I was actually kind of astounded when I'd cleaned all the gutters on the shed roof. I was using the 5 amp battery and I still had 4 of the 5 bars of battery life left. I'd say that the battery estimates that they give you in the manual and the website are pretty accurate, but I would lean towards the higher side. I can't see anyone using this on the lower settings. You're either going to be using it on high or on turbo pretty much all of the time. So you're going to be looking at those shorter run times. And if you're going to be doing anything longer, you're probably going to want something a bit bigger than the 2.5 amp battery they give run times for, or a couple of batteries. Now the batteries are super easy to change in and out, and they also charge really quick. The 5 amp battery that I've been using with it mostly takes about 35 minutes to completely recharge. I really like the convenience of the batteries and how much easier that is than over a petrol machine. It's just so much easier and quicker to grab this and go, and it's also not running in between different spots that you're using it. I have to say though, most of the garden tools that run battery are a lot quieter. This one is still incredibly loud. Honestly guys, this one is really good. I can't fault it. And even better if you can keep your eye out for one of those redemptions and pick yourself up one for free.